Today, Jewish tunes should be playing in my background. Look, it changed color, it became brighter. One of the main ingredients, without which we won't succeed, is hummus. Now I'm pouring, sprinkling and putting it on. Pay attention, as soon as I started blending, it became very dry and unmanageable. No, stop, let me explain. This thing is called a safety device. So it's for kids, so that if they press it, it won't work. That's how we get this little cup. I can hear you. This is incredibly delicious. I want to chew it with my eyes closed to focus all my energy on savoring it. Friends, hello everyone. Today there should be Jewish tunes playing in the background because we're about to make a traditional Israeli dish, hummus. First, Turkish chickpeas. I'll go and rinse them. Second, I pour them into a container and cover them with clean, warm water. The chickpeas need to be soaked for about 5 hours, after which we return to the cooking process. Look, these Turkish chickpeas have been soaking for 5 hours. Look, it changed color, became brighter and increased in size. And this chickpea hasn't been processed yet, and look, it's exactly half the size, even though the raw ingredients were originally from the same pot on the stove. I also pour in warm, regular filtered water. The main thing is to have enough water so that the chickpeas absorb it, along with this little bit of broth. We have some brine left, so we can dilute the dish, of course the hummus, so it won't be so thick, and a little bit of salt. Why just a little? Because depending on how much of it we use, I'll just add more salt at the end when we blend it. That's enough for us. Now on low heat I set it for 2 to 2.5 hours. The chickpeas are cooked. I'll show you now how to check. I think this is one of the main points. I take a chickpea, just press it with my finger and it gets crushed easily. It also tastes cooked. With a slotted spoon, I separate the chickpeas from the broth, but I don't pour out the broth. I'll use it to adjust the thickness of the hummus. Plus, I set aside a few chickpeas for serving. What about the spices? Salt, because I tasted the chickpeas, and they turned out to be almost unsalted. I think half a teaspoon is enough for us to start with. A little freshly ground pepper. There's about half a teaspoon of cumin here. We need to crush the cumin so it simply opens up. The ground cumin goes to the chickpeas. Next, a little bit of olive oil. One of the main ingredients, without which we can't make hummus, is sesame paste. It's called tahini. It's rarely sold, I'll say that right away, but in large hypermarkets or on some marketplaces you can easily order it. It costs about 500 rubles for half a kilo. That's just for reference. Now I'm pouring, scooping, putting in about 2 teaspoons. There we'll see and adjust the taste. So this bright sesame aroma and taste, that's what this paste gives. 2 spoons. Plus, it also acts as a kind of thickener. That's enough. Lemon juice. I made sure there are no seeds in the lemon, and I calmly squeeze out a bit of lemon. Also, at the end, when we've already blended everything, we'll taste it, and whatever we feel is missing, we'll add. With light movements, we blend the chickpeas. Notice, as soon as I started blending, it became very dry and unmanageable. That's why I add some broth, literally about 100 milliliters to start with. Let's keep going. Well, look, the hummus has become smooth and uniform, and if you compare it to what we had in the pot, it's become much lighter in color. All that's left is to serve it properly and taste what we've made. What did I mean when I said to serve it properly? That is, first we lay it out in a mound and then we make an indentation with edges. So inside we make a small indentation with a rim on one side and on the other side. Maybe some of you have seen how hummus is served in cafes and restaurants. This is how we get a little bowl. Next we pour olive oil like this, then paprika. I take a device that many people use to brew tea, scoop a little smoked paprika and sprinkle it like this. Maybe a bit more in one spot, a bit less in another. Look at how the picture is forming for us. The next decorative element is those few remaining chickpeas. This is how we sprinkle them right on top of this imaginary little bowl. And here, just a little bit, that's enough. There is. And the final element of today's decoration is a sprig of cilantro. 1 and 2. We're all ready to try it. And while we're photographing this dish, behind the scenes, of course, I'll toast a small piece of bread, a flatbread. Friends, I'm back to you. I toasted the bread, this round flatbread, cut it across into these pieces, toasted it. Listen, yeah, you can hear it. I think such a crispy flatbread. The best thing is to eat it with hummus. What do? Naturally, like a little scoop, we grab it like this, together with some cilantro, and put it in our mouth. I used to not understand why people eat hummus. It turns out not only is it very nutritious, but you can get a lot of calories in just a small amount, in just a minimal serving. And on top of that, it's really tasty. The only thing is, you have to be very careful because you can overeat in a very short period of time and then you'll feel heavy in your stomach, and we don't want that. This dish is absolutely delectable. You'll want to savor every bite with your eyes closed to fully appreciate the flavors. Of course, I don't really want to, but I have to say goodbye to you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and don't be afraid to experiment.